on another great edition of PJ Sports Talk, the place to be every Saturday at noon. I'm your host PJ with my co-host Dylan, Big Deal Dylan. And like we always start off, which is the sports headlines, is I'm gonna look at the playoff picture right now. And there's 4 teams that are still not guaranteed in the playoffs. That is the Broncos, the Bengals. They both control their own destiny. So if the Broncos win today, they are in the playoffs. If the Cincinnati Bengals win today versus the Ravens, they are in the playoffs. Going back to the Broncos Chiefs today, I think that's going to be a big game, don't you, Dylan?
Yep.
And why do you think it's going to be a big game?
Because the returning quarterback from the Broncos, Kyle Orton's going against the amazing Tim Tebow.
And do you think he wants revenge?
Oh yeah.
Why do you think Kyle Orton wants revenge?
Because Tim Tebow kicked him off of his starter position.
Yeah. And going back to Tim Tebow, last week against the Bills, they put a lot of people in the box. And Tim Tebow, they dropped back to throw, and he got 5 interceptions, 4 fumbles. You cannot do this. You gotta run the football. Even when you automatically know when there's 8 people in the box that you should run it. Because Tim Tebow just does not have that throwing arm, okay? He cannot throw very well. And if they do make it into the playoffs and they get the chance to face the Packers, then it's just going to be really hard because the Packers, if they put B.J. Raji and all those people up front, they have Clay Matthews on the rush, A.J. Hawk, and they try and run the football and they get stopped. They had no offense then. They would have to throw, and you know they're a ball hogging defense. The Packers are. Isn't that right?
It is to me.
Come on. They have Nick Collins back there, Tramon Williams, Morgan Barnett, not to be confused with Nick Burnett, which is now playing for the Bills, and also the great one, Charles Woodson. It's just not going to be a fair match. Well, anyway, on the topic of the Broncos, hopefully they make it into the playoffs. Now, going to the other team, the Bengals. Andy Dalton, rookie quarterback. Wow, he has been a standout player for those Bengals. They're 9-6, and they're going to go into the playoffs if they beat the Ravens today. That would be a big upset against that veteran Ravens defense. If they can stop the Ravens' running game, which is part of their offense, it plays a big part. Joe Flacco only has 1 game that he was over 86 passing yards. So on the road. So if they can stand up to the running game, that's good. So anyway, it's coming close to the end of 2011, which is today. So we're going to do our most memorable moments of the year of 2011. I'm going to start off with the Tebowing phenomenon. What is this? He didn't do this in college, did he? Did this randomly just start? How did he start it? That's what I want to ask him. But anyway, we got another thing for you. I think that when the when the Cardinals beat the Rangers, beat the Rangers in the World Series, and they beat them for the World Series, and they got the cup. The crowd was going wild, and man, that was crazy.
It should have been the Rays
Why do you think so?
because the Rays are awesome. And I love the Rays and their Tampa's team. Yeah, they have a lot of good players. So I think the Rays should have won.
Well, I don't think that could be right, because if you look at Texas, I'm not going to be one-sided thing where it's all Florida, but anyway, going over to the other side, I think the Brewers should have been in the World Series, because they had, they had some more big players, Prince Fielder, and they're just amazing. Well, anyway, it was the Brew Crew. Anyway, my next memorable moment was January 8th, 2011, when the Seahawks beat the Saints. Oh my God, that was amazing. You know, it's just whoa. When Marshawn Lynch made that awesome play, bouncing off people, just hitting them, running them down, running away. Yeah. What? The Seahawks knocked off the Saints? If someone didn't watch the game, they would be, no, that's wrong, okay? Well, and by the way, January 8th was Elvis's birthday. So, that's something to think about, too. So, anyway, I have I have one more memorable moment. The Packers winning the Super Bowl the season of 2010-2011. The Packers won the Super Bowl. And what are some of your memorable moments of 2011?
When last year, when the Bucks beat the Rams with about 10 seconds left, with only one touchdown, with a pass to Cadillac Williams. And one was this year when Geno Hayes nailed Sean Payton.
Well, anyway, I have one more memorable moment of 2011 before we go to the commercial break, which is in a couple minutes. In 1 minute, that horrible crash in Las Vegas when Dan Weldon, I believe his name was, passed away in that horrific accident. For people that have been there, that was at that race, hopefully you can call in and tell us your thoughts about that. Anyway, this is PJ Sports Talk, the place to be, every Saturday at noon. Next, we have Carly Batis on the phone in an interview. She is the equestrian, which is a person who rides horses and competes for like jumping and all that. Well, we're going to interview her in our next segment. We'll be back.